Hello everybody, and welcome to G4G here on YouTube. I'm your ever-present host, Napalm Dawn. Today's background music is brought to you by Back to the 80s, Best of Synthwave and Retro Electric Music. Kind of reminds me of the Porsches that you would see in the Need for Speed games at the time. And today's video is A Ray of Hope Shines Out in the Dark. So in case you guys haven't been keeping up with the Discord or just gotten wind down the little grapevine over here, Gaming Life, or Gaming Life Beginner, came up for air about 2 weeks ago. I do apologize that I have not been able to get out this video sooner. It's just been some late nights recently, and I've got a lot of topics that I want to cover in videos. I think I'm going to announce in this video that coming soon, potentially in the next day or so, I will be doing a segment called G4G News where I tackle gaming-related topics that occurred during the week that interest me. They're not specifically going to be a game video like Marvel Future Fight or Contest of Champions or anything like that. It will be things related to just gaming topics in general, and I have one that I really want to get into because I think it'll be a nice debate and it will be an interesting topic. So 13 days ago, Gaming Life Beginner posted this on the Multiverse Saviors Reddit. So this Reddit has gone private. Not a lot of people have gotten back into it. Right when he kicked everybody out, I didn't know what had happened at the time, and I asked to come back in, and then I later found out that he had posted that, hey, I need to take some time off, blah, blah, blah. So I got back in at the time, and he was surprisingly courteous about it. He was like, oh yeah, I knew there was somebody I forgot to let back in here. I was like, oh, hi, okay, sure, that was cool of him. So he posted 10 hours of work and 1 hour on the road to and from work, 6.5 hours of freelance work, and then 5 hours of sleep. Sacrifices paying off, almost there. This is all I can say for now. So I had posted this about a month ago, any updates on your life? He didn't respond to it, and he just posted almost there, to which he got a few comments. So it's been going around the rumor mill slightly that this post has occurred. Again, it is not the most visible post in the world because this Reddit has gone private. But it's not private in the sense that I'm breaking some code of ethics or some morality code here and sharing this with you guys. It's just private in the sense that, you know, everybody got wiped out and only X amount of people got invited back in. So what does this potentially mean for us as fans of the game, or as fans of the remake? Well, who knows? But I will say this, that it is fairly rare in these circumstances that you see somebody disappear in the magician's flash that Gaming Life Beginner disappeared at several months ago, and then actually resurfaced for air. And amazingly, resurfaced somewhere around the time where he actually said maybe an alpha or beta would be getting into our hands. The prediction had been some rough mock-up of the game by Thanksgiving and maybe some kind of a release by Christmas. And here he is, at least in just about in November, very late October, kind of sticking his head up and saying how things are going, and he's since really disappeared again. It does potentially lend credence to what he was saying, is that he was going to be really, really busy with stuff. And if we take a look at his posting history, he admittedly has not been on Reddit. I mean, I'm afraid I can't share the source codes yet. Please don't make speculations. If I'm abandoning it, I'm not. So that was a month ago. I'm just putting this on hold until we're financially stable. Geez, I don't even know if I remember that response, honestly. That didn't seem to be one of the ones that happened right around the time where he said he was going, well, maybe it was. I just don't think I actually remember this one, but, you know, 13 days ago, a month ago, he's, you know, he at least hasn't been posting from this account. So, seemingly, this guy has, you know, not really pulling the wool over our eyes and everything. He was pretty active, so it's not like, well, he was a rare poster to begin with, so him hiding doesn't really mean anything. It does honestly seem like he disappeared. Now, in my previous videos, I started to begin to question whether or not he actually really has the source code for this. And I will say that that is still a very high possibility. However, to lift himself up out of the fog that this guy has been in for over a month now, to say, hey, here's a quick little blurb, and then disappear again, it honestly does lend itself to potentially being a very truthful situation. That he is planning to work on this, and this was not a con to begin with. Because honestly, who really stages this kind of effort to screw everybody over? And again, he's not asked for anything. He's not asked for money like the $1,000 proxy guy on the Russian dev, the guy who was going around saying, I've got a dev, but he's Russian, he wants $1,000 to start it. Seemingly, Gaming Life Beginner really has absolutely nothing to gain from bamboozling us over here, other than the satisfaction of being a legit straight fucking troll, if that's what he's doing. But this isn't like a catfish on MTV or somebody like a bad Kickstarter that takes your money and runs or something like that. They're legitimate. There is a legitimacy to this, unless he's just a really giant troll, and I'm not going to make that assumption. And I would ask that you guys don't make that assumption either, that this guy is simply trolling fans, loyal fans, of a game that they absolutely miss, and he's sitting in some, you know, when you see those images of, quote, hackers, like when you catch a video on hackers or like how to stay safe on the net, or like ADT commercials on TV, they show you some hooded guy hunched over, dark keyboard in a room, and you almost want to think he's like wringing his hands as he hacks your computer and steals your social security number. Unless he is like that, then there is nothing in this situation that benefits him from conning an entire group of people. So that honestly lends itself to believing everything that he has said before. I still, there's two topics here. There's the legitimacy of the project, and is he trolling us? And obviously those two fight each other out. But then there is also, does he really have the code or not? And that is a separate fight, because he could have every intent to be working on this game and trying to do this game and get in over his head, because he doesn't really have enough of the original game to go off of. There has been some discussion since that last video when I said, like, how does this guy really have the code? So many people have claimed they have the code, and then they just wind up actually having assets like sprites and animations and everything. the thought that he has the code, I think, is still very subjective, and I think you can believe that he's working on something and think he's a decent person, and that part is true. But you could still validly question how much of the game does this guy honestly have to work with. And I think that is legitimate. But I'm going to skip over to a thread, if I can find it, on the MAA forums, or the MAA Reddit, because there was a guy in here that I can't remember where it was. Hopefully, maybe my YouTube history will have it. There was a guy who said he was working on the game in Unity, and he actually had a little bit of some animation done. Unity, no. Limit my search to maybe, I can find it this way. Here? No. Simone, I want to do... Okay, this was the dice guy. That's over here. No. Crap. I don't think it was linked on the Discord. Might be on my history somewhere. Let me take a look. So as I take a look over here, I think that is still a valid question as to how much of the game does he actually have, and how much will the game honestly be scripted like we would hope the game actually was. That will be... That is, of course, a very interesting thing about this. And I think it is very much a... There it is. Reborn project, just a test. Alright. No, okay. I think it's unlisted, so... Let me move it up to the top of my list over here. And then get it that way. There is... I think, still very questionable as to how much of the original source code he actually has. Because how would he have gotten it? So here's a guy who said he was trying to code some animations of the game from Unity. And this was uploaded on September 13th of this year. And in taking a look at this, that's pretty good. I honestly think if this guy gets together with Gaming Life Beginner, this looks like it would be a very, very good team to put together. Now, obviously, this is well, not live action, but this is animated, so this is not just a hack job, you know, paint shop or photoshopping over here. Somebody has done this, and it legitimately looks as close to the original game as you could possibly get. Multifunctions may be a little weird, but who cares about that? We have some decent animations that is responding to clicks the way that it should. If this guy can get together with Gaming Life, we really could be onto something here. And I would love to see that happen. I mean, we have... The Discord is full of people who are writing and drawing. This guy looks like he's good at animating. If Gaming Life is good at coding, we have a substantial community that can actually work on this. Now, obviously, that's a very uphill challenge when you have remote people from across the globe with varying skills and varying available time frames, not working for a company, not getting paid, doing something for the love of a game, doing something that you risk potentially not getting appreciated, although I honestly do believe the loyal fans would appreciate it. If this guy did this animation for my game, I would sure as shit appreciate it. Because this is, I mean, that's Marvel Avengers Alliance right there. And if this is the kind of work this guy was doing on the project, I would certainly appreciate it. The only thing that would really, really get to me about the project that would annoy me is if it came out with really, really bad English. If the English was bad, if like it was originally scripted in a language that was not English and the translation was as miserable as some Asian MMOs that you see, that's like, hi, adventurer, welcome to the town of the armor shop. It's like that kind of shit will drive me up a wall. I can't stand that. I run into that way too much with games that come over like that, and bad translations are something that would really get me upset. Barring that, there is no amount of work that could be done on this game that at least I wouldn't appreciate, and I feel like the people who view these videos and come to this channel and comment on the videos are gonna feel the same way. They will probably appreciate a thimbleful of progress on this project. So there we go, guys. We have a ray of hope over here. He's stuck his head out of the sand or the fog over here, and he said hello, and things might be going good. It sounds like he's at least working hard. I don't know how much money he's generating. But with those hours, I'm sure he's generating something over here. Maybe we'll get him back. Of course, the very risk about being the one who has to hold everything down for the family is that you get so caught up in the work, you can't escape from it. And that you go from, wow, I need work to enable my free time activities and to have fun and be able to purchase things, when all of a sudden everything you're doing is working and sleeping. And let me tell you, that is a shitty spot to be in life. And if you're like me, and I did certainly go through a little bit of a phase of that several years ago, back in 2013, yeah, it will drive you up a wall, especially if you're a gamer and you begin to lose your time to game and everything like that, or you are stressed out because your gaming time cuts into sleep, which enables you to work effectively and not be a zombie. It is a painful part to play in life. So there you go, guys. There's an update on what's happening with Multiverse Saviors. Hopefully we get something going, and maybe either around Christmas or hopefully around Thanksgiving we'll know a little bit more. Or maybe he'll have something that he can release, like, hey, this is what I've been working on. Surprise. So take care, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the video, and stay tuned for G4G news coming to the channel soon.